All right, and welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. We are at a secret location, you know. We got invited here. Come to show some support out here. Where we at, Todd?
We at Hall of Family, located in Square One Mall. My boy Smooth Smith, he got a million nicknames, so he's going to show. He's going to tell you guys a few of them. It's a store right in Square One Mall, across from Boston Locker Room. Definitely come check it out. A lot of vintage gear, all types of things: jackets, sneakers, toys, cards, hats, anything you need here.
Yeah. Thanks to them for inviting us here to film this episode of After the Whistle. We got a lot to talk about. First, as you can see, I got my Celtics green on. Because, yeah, 1-0. It felt like they won the series. But how much you think Kyrie gonna get fined this series?
He already got 50. Oh, you mean probably? Well, depends how many games the Celtics win it in, because it's gonna be about 50 a game.
He might get 100. 100 this next game. This dude here. All right, but we'll get to him in a bit. But to this game, this was a grow up game for these guys, for their three guys, Smart, Brown, and Tatum, because they all made some mature plays that if this was early in the season they would not have made, especially that last play.
Honestly, it's just an overall team effort. You know what I mean, from the team, because you got 4 out of your 5 starters had 20 plus. That's not really happening in the playoffs, especially with this Celtics team. So, as you said, grow up game. When these guys were just definitely doing some things, and unfortunately, like with the Nets, it's an uphill battle, I think, for them, just because your 2 best players have to play unbelievable, and you need at least 1 or 2 role players to do something for you.
The Nets problem, they don't got no. It's ISO basketball all day. They're just playing street ball out there. It's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Kyrie got it going in the second half, but Durant, he got it going late in the second half too. But they was muscling him.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be physical with KD, because that's the only thing you have on him. That's the only thing you have on him is the physical, because he's the size and all that. But honestly, I kind of worry about the Celtics, just because for you to out rebound the Nets by 14, KD to shoot the way he did, for you to only win by 1 is tough, because he's not going to shoot that bad in the next game.
Well, when this dude scores 18 in the fourth quarter, that'll do it. That'll keep you in the game. But with the Nets, these guys, they are benches. Granted they got 27 or 30 points from their bench, but some of these guys, I mean, Patty Mills, you can't just be out there taking one shot. You need to help those guys. He's the guy that's supposed to be that one to come off the bench, because he's known for coming off the bench and getting buckets. But it's like they just need to start playing. They don't play defense. That's the biggest thing. They play zero defense.
I mean, you already know my theory on that. If you stop them, doesn't matter how much you score. But Patty Mills, yeah, he didn't play his best this game, because all season he's been that guy off the bench to definitely be able to put the ball in the hole. But honestly, the guys that start the game with KD and Kyrie have to do something, because there's no reason why you don't even have more than 10 points out of you 3. That's a problem. You basically just stand out there doing nothing.
Yeah, Seth Curry, we thought he was gonna have a good game. He made his first. He was like 3 for 3 to start off the game, and then he went cold and all. But to the Celtics' credit, they could have got down on themselves when the Nets made that run late in the fourth quarter, but it was a couple plays. After the Kyrie 3 that made it 114, 113, it was the pushing the ball up by Brown to get that quick basket for the 2-for-1, and that defensive sequence, because they knew Kyrie was going to he was looking to score, and they made, I was screaming at the whole game, get the ball, trap the dude, double team him, do something, because he's going to jack it. And made him pass it late in the shot clock, and KD had to force a shot. That was good defense, and I didn't like how they didn't call a timeout, and they just went straight to the basket and got the matchups that they wanted. So it was a game that if this was a year ago, they'd probably lose. Not even a year ago. If this was back in December, they'd probably lose the game. But
yeah, and I would say going into game 2, they have to value the ball more. You're not going to get away with, beating this team with 14 turnovers and them only having 16. You only winning by 1. So we got to clean some things up. Just because the things we got away with this game, we would definitely not get away with next game.
I already said it before this series started. The Nets only winning this if both KD and Kyrie are averaging 40 apiece. That's pretty much it. Because, those starters. Ooh. But back to Kyrie. and the fans. This this nonsense with the fans. He got fined $50K. I don't understand his antics. I mean, yeah, why are people acting like fan and player interaction hasn't been a thing in the league for so long? I mean, I watched Reggie Miller give a choke sign and grab his crotch to fans, and people are acting like players haven't been doing crazy things with fans, and fans haven't been doing. This is just part of the game. And for Kyrie, at some point, because he's always bringing it up, saying Boston fans got to let it go, but he's always bringing it up in the conversation. And it's just like, yeah, at some point, you're getting buckets. That's the best way to shut fans up. Get buckets.
I'll be honest. The media has had it out for Kyrie, I feel like, this whole year personally, just by everything that he's been going through. And no matter what this man does now, it's gonna be under a microscope because that's how it's been. So like, unfortunately, like he's not the type of person to really be quiet about things. But my thing is they target Kyrie too much about every little thing.
You can't be flipping the bird.
I mean, you can if you're an adult. You can do what you want. Now, is it something that you should do? No, but you're an adult. You can do it.
Here's my thing with Kyrie. He talks about being this enlightened individual. You know, he's fasting from Ramadan and all this, being one with the universe. All this stuff should be beneath him.
You are right on that.
With the whole, you know, going back and forth with the fans, we get it. That happens. It happens every game, going back and forth. That's the thing. But some of the other stuff, there's one photo that happened when he gave the bird. There was this one dude sitting right. There was this black dude. He was right behind him, and he just looked at him like. It was just that look, like, really. So I don't. If he's so enlightened, all this stuff should be beneath him. Like, just you're getting buckets. You get buckets. That's the best way to shut fans up, and you got to win. That's it. Cause they're not gonna stop.
Yeah,
they're not gonna stop.
you know me. I'm with all of it. I'm for all of it personally, just because some of these fans they kind of step outside themselves when they're sitting in that seat saying some things they would never say to your face. So that's my thing. You know, root for your team the way you want to. The way you should root respectfully, but some of the things they say to these guys, they would never say it to them in a room, just mano a mano. That's my whole thing. So if we flip somebody the bird, that's better than really cussing people out and doing extra things. So I'm not mad at the gesture personally.
Yeah, it's all beneath him to me. Like, you need either you be an enlightened individual and one with the universe and not let it bother you, or just go full villain and stop trying to be halfway a villain, like 1 foot in as a villain.
But I don't get mad.
I
I don't get mad at the silent protest.
No.
He didn't say nothing, so I'm just saying like.
He did tell somebody though. Fuck his.
That was in the hallway though. Hey, that wasn't. Hey, they just have to catch that on camera. Once again, the man can't do anything like.
I game other Eastern Conference matchup: Philly, Toronto. Is this even a series?
Not really. I mean, they have to play the games, but the Sixers is just overall just better. And no matter what the Raptors do, there's not much they can do. But Gary Trent he got to come to play. They need him.
They benched him because he was sick.
Oh, he was sick?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
Before the game, they wasn't sure if he was gonna play. They lost like 3 guys.
Now, was he sick game 1 too?
No, he wasn't sick game 1.
Because he only had 9 points in game 1.
Yeah, he wasn't sick game 1. It was like the day after. They were saying they weren't too sure about his status, and then he tried it, and he looked like the way he did. And then Scotty Barnes is gone.
So he might have just came down with it in game 1 because he doesn't really just score 9 points in the game, especially playing with the Raptors this season. He's been killing.
But Raptors might have a chance going home because, you know, Canada still got that whole stuff with whatever, and some players on Philly can't go up to Canada. Hey, I just saw that today.
I did not know.
Yeah, I think they got like 2 or 3 rotation guys that won't be able to go up there.
I mean, if you're going to win based on a rule in your law and players not be able to play based on that, I guess you feel that you deserve that win, but you really don't.
It's the best time to take advantage when they're down, but they still got no answer for Embiid. That's the thing. They have no answer for Embiid. You know, Harden's been playing well. He's just been more like a passer. Not really trying. He hasn't really been trying to get his shot. It's because Maxey and B's been doing all the scoring.
And too, he wants to stay healthy. You know what I mean, for the later ends of the playoffs, especially when he sees a young Maxey out there killing. So when you have a young player like that coming into his own, and you're already who you are, it's okay to take a step back, especially when you know they're gonna need you in the later games in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're just hoping he saves all this offense he's not doing in this series for later rounds, because that reputation's still hovering over him, especially since he forced himself out of Brooklyn.
And that's probably why he's trying to save his body or preserve his body so he can be the best he can if they make it that far. Because, when they make it that far, his body either falls apart or he just don't perform well.
Yeah. And for the Raptors, I mean, I don't know there was much they could do. I think you see the free throw disparity. I think it was like 28-8.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it was 30-12. I think, and so I'd have some issues with that.
And my biggest thing with the Sixers, though, and Embiid, him having 31-11, him going 1 for 2 from the three. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take him shooting a three every quarter. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But for him to be that dominant down low, he's shown what the league's been missing in regards to dominant big men.
Yeah, definitely. And he realized they don't have nobody that could keep up with him down low.
There's like only 3 teams that do.
Yeah, this is true. But Philly's bench need to step up, though. They haven't been doing much. Their bench got to get it together, because they're gonna need them. They're gonna need them.
I mean, it's tough too, because like you're playing the Raptors. All 5 of your starters are in double figures, so the bench is probably like, man, just waiting for this game to end.
All right, last night, I said Philly. Jimmy Butler with 45 against. Why people always picking on Trae Young? Like they always trying to pick on him on some low, dirty stuff, though.
Cause he's little, and he does big man things out there.
Some of the stuff they was doing, hitting him in the face. I was like, geez, Lou.
Like, he's not small, he's little. There's a difference, you know what I mean? Like, Muggsy Bogues was small. He wasn't little.
I mean, where are the Hawks enforcers to stop that? You see your guy getting hit in the face, he's getting all this nonsense happening to him. The big guys, they need to go up there and stop that.
Yeah, I mean, Gallinari couldn't. He was too busy trying to find his game.
Too busy trying to be pretty. That's his problem.
What happened to him? Because the first game, Trae Young didn't play well. Second game, Gallinari didn't even show up. The Hawks need these guys to show up in order for them to have a chance against the Heat. Because the Heat averaging 115 a game.
Yeah. And you ain't going to win much. You letting Jimmy Butler score 45 points on you. They couldn't do nothing. They tried to get the ball out of his hand. Granted, they stopped Duncan Robinson from scoring, but that's not an uncommon thing, though. Duncan, he had a great game first, first game, but him shooting like that it's not a consistent thing, especially when you can run him off the line. He's not like Tyler Hero. He can't put the ball down.
Like, if he was like Tyler Hero, I'd worry a lot more if I was the Hawks. But all you do is run him off the line.
Yeah, and they got to kick themselves in the foot, because they had chances to win this game. They cut the lead down a few times, and they just get the ball out of Jimmy Butler's hands, and they ain't do that, because he had a bunch of free shots.
Yeah, they did. Now, and I'm just looking at Trae Young's stat line: 25, 6, 7, 10 for 20, and 2 for 10 from the three. In the playoffs, you have to take better threes. You have to better shot selection from the 3-point range, especially when that's kind of like your game.
I'm not a fan of his game.
I never said I was, but that's just his game.
I can't stand watching his game, because it's just reckless. The shots he takes are so reckless, and it's like when they go in, it's like, yeah, but more times than not, they're not going in, and it's just like that kind of demoralizes a team, because they be like, bro, this dude.
Well, I'm glad they stopped calling him fouls, and he would just stop in front of people and just jump in the air. Oh my God!
And that's one thing why his numbers are kind of down, because he ain't going to the line 10, 12 times off some.
They're not bailing him out.
Yeah. So they down 2-0. Lucky for them, they going to Atlanta. And you know what I always say about Atlanta. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to do than focus on basketball.
But luckily, the Heat are in Miami, so they're used to that.
Oh man! And then in the last the other series in the East, Bucks and Bulls. It was game one. Woo. The Bulls big three: Vucevic, Levine, and DeRozan. Ugh.
Levine hasn't been playing well all series. I mean, DeRozan really not as well as he has been playing this season, but they kind of came back down to earth, to be honest with you.
They've been down to earth ever since Lonzo got hurt.
Apparently, he was the glue.
Yeah, their offense just has not been the same ever since Lonzo got hurt.
But also, too, he's a tall point guard. That's a great defender. People don't realize how good of a defender he is. So he makes it hard on the point guard. So now that you don't have that guy pressuring the ball, kind of do what you want.
And you don't have the guy that will get you at least 10 easy points just for you cutting to the basket. So it's like now it's because, Levine and Rosen, they're not really playmakers. They're bucket getters.
Definitely. And like I said, Levine isn't playing that well. But unfortunately, you come across the Bucks when they have a guy named Lopez. Everybody's so worried about Giannis, but they forget Lopez is a brontosaurus, and he is a matchup problem in the playoffs. Granted, regular season, y'all don't worry too much about him.
Because he's so goofy.
Because he's goofy, but in the playoff time, he knows it's time.
Yeah.
18-5 off the bench. He's off the bench, right?
Yeah.
Off the bench. And he's a 7-footer. Like, come on.
He's a 7-footer that actually plays like a 7-footer. He'll occasionally take a few threes, but he's not just back out there jacking. And then they have no answer for Giannis when the lane opens up. So it's like, man, the size is really getting them. But the Bulls, ooh.
And, too, like, the Bulls team overall, they only had 3 starters in double figures. The guys off the bench. The Bucks had 6 blocks. There isn't much the Bulls can do, unfortunately.
It's just more of a well-rounded team right now than the Bulls. Like the Bulls, any way they're gonna have a chance in this series, they need Lonzo to come back. And I don't even know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
And they got to make some threes because they shot 18.9 from the three-point line.
no three-point shooters.
So I just peeped that, too. Like, that's ridiculous.
They have no three-point shooters. No knockdown shooters.
Well, DeRozan better shoot at least 10 next game.
So,
He'll make a couple. I mean, he has to just kind of like Jimmy Butler a couple years ago. Jimmy doesn't like to shoot the three, but you have to shoot a couple just to show you can be a threat out there.
Jimmy made 4 last night.
Yeah, I mean, because he can shoot. They all can shoot. They just choose not to because it's not their game. But in the playoffs, you have to expand. You have to stretch the floor out.
Well, they got a chance to tie the series up at 1 apiece tonight, or they're going to go down 2-0 tonight. Let's see what happens tonight. All right, last night's games. Pelicans, they tied it up. Brandon Ingram, who won that Lakers Anthony Davis trade? Because more and more I look at it, I think the Pelicans won that trade. Granted, the Lakers got that bubble title, but Pelicans have had a little bit more success.
I don't know because I think some plays got shifted around right after that, too. So,
Lonzo got traded.
Yeah, so I can't even think. But, yeah, Brandon Ingram, he's pretty impressive.
I mean, people were trying to say Kyle Kuzma was better than him at one point.
I like Kyle Kuzma, but nah, Brandon Ingram, nice.
Yeah. I think he got 37 last night, and I don't know what they did to slow the Suns down, but it worked because game one they had a chance in game one, but the Suns were just a little more experienced. I don't know the change.
Nah, they just played harder.
And I fell asleep though.
They just played harder. They out rebounding by 11. They had 6 more assists. You know what I mean? They just played harder than overall because in game one the Suns beat them in all team categories. So, and I heard, little side note, I heard they had the ref that Chris Paul always gets. I heard he's like 0-12 with that ref. So that might have been a little sprinkle on there.
And Booker got hurt too. Booker was.
He had 31 through the third quarter.
Yeah.
And I turned the game off. I feel like I turned the game off like most people did, and I turned it back on and realized he was out.
Yeah, I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
And they so focused on Brandon Ingram having a stellar night. Booker was about to have a career night.
Yeah. But you also got to give it up for C.J. McCollum too, because he's came in there showing some leadership with those guys. And then my favorite guy on that team is Jackson Hayes. That's my favorite player on that team because he just be out there hustling.
Yeah, that's honestly, I feel like they're playing with house money.
Yeah, they got nothing to lose.
You know, I mean, there's no Zion. Nobody's really predicting to do too much. They're playing the Suns. I mean, one of the best teams in the league. So all you can do is just play hard and hopefully get a couple.
Yeah, I mean, you stole one, so see if you could do that again. And for the Suns, I mean, I think the Suns aren't too worried. They're probably more concerned about Booker's hamstring, because hamstring injuries, they be like those are the worst because you never know.
And you're not gonna go that far without Booker. That's just what it is. You need Paul, Booker, and Ayton. You need those three.
You definitely need all those three. But for the Suns have been a really good road team, so them going on the road, I don't think it'll phase them in going into New Orleans. But also, you gotta give the Pelicans coach Willie Green some credit too for the job he's done. I didn't even know he was their coach until
Yeah, you didn't know?
I didn't know who was their coach all season.
Yeah, he's a hooper. That's why they improved. Bro, I already told you, the paper pushes, they don't have that much time left because there's been so many people that been in the NBA, went through it, has short stints that could be on that coaching staff. I'm sorry, man. Like, the time is, you know what I mean? Times is changing.
Yeah, I legit didn't know he was. I thought it was a different coach before him and it got him mid-season, but he's been a coach all season.
I never know who coaches the Pelicans. Yep. I always think Monty Williams is still there. He been left. I never know who the coach of the Pelicans is.
So that I will say about these playoffs, they have been entertaining though so far.
Basketball as a whole this year has been entertaining. Yeah. I'd say overall, just the game's been better because for one, they're not calling all them crazy fouls anymore. They're making them play.
Yes.
So.
And it's like the new stars we're seeing the new stars actually step up, and the faces of the NBA, the new faces of the NBA, I should say, are getting their moments. As for instance, Anthony Edwards and Ja Morant.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Grizzlies lost game 1, but they won game 2. But game 1, the guy we've been talking the most about actually had a man game. Karl Anthony Towns dunking on people and stuff like that. And then yesterday he went back to regular old Karl.
I didn't watch that game, to be honest with you. I don't really have that much stock in those two teams. Granted, the series is a cool series, but like, I like watching Ja. I don't really like watching Timberwolves that much because of, some of the plays they don't really produce when it's time to shine.
You can say it. It's all right. You can say it. Because of Karl Anthony Towns.
Not him personally. It's just a Minnesota thing. Even when KG was there, I like watching KG, but just the coach. It's kind of like a Utah thing for me.
Nah, Minnesota's actually dope.
No, I know Minnesota's dope. Ed went there. He went to Minnesota and stuff, but just the culture of the team.
They
never win anything.
Oh, well, yeah, you got the owner that thinks he knows more than he does, and then when the franchise's greatest player got beef with the owner for certain stuff that he doesn't do, and when you don't retire the best player in franchise history's number, and another team that traded for him retired his number before y'all did, that's just gonna be bad karma all around.
This team right here. Yep.
It's gonna be bad karma all around.
Question: Mall America's in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go there. Yeah, I got to go there one day. We're in the mall right now, too, by the way. But for those who don't know, we're at Square One Mall, Hall of Family, just to let you know, who was catching us kind of late. There you go.
But yeah, actually, my favorite part of this game was Karl Anthony Towns' dad and Ja Morant's dad.
I'll be honest, that's dope. We've never seen that.
We had the drunk uncles at the wedding.
They need them. They need them every game. Just mic them up.
Seriously.
Just tell them, no profanity, or keep it low cussing, 5 to 10 the whole game. You know what I mean? But honestly, I love it. I love to see them go interact and go at it, man. 'Cause that's dope.
That was good. And good for the Grizzlies tying up that series, because if they went down 2-0, we'd actually be questioning them because they've been doing so much this season. A lot of trash talking, a lot of winning though, but a lot of trash talking. And for them, if they lose this, people just gonna be looking at them. Y'all made all that noise, talk all that trash just to lose in the first round.
Yeah, they're on their way though.
Yeah. You know who's on it? Well, Jalen Brunson. This dude just signed. He about to get the bag this summer because the 41 points performance against the Jazz, and people are starting to turn on Donovan Mitchell because of the way he plays. Because he got tunnel vision and don't pass the ball. Ooh.
That's been the case since he's been there.
Yeah, it has. The people are just now
That's always been the case.
People just now realizing that that's not a good way to win. Which,
But they talk about that with other people. They even said that with AI. So why would they think, you know what? Maybe you know this because Utah they have like a star, and it's been a while. So I think you ignore some of the nonsense that tell you it's
some of the flaws, right?
yeah, until you no longer can ignore it anymore.
Especially with all the failures they've had in the playoffs.
And expectations this year are higher than they've ever been.
The past 2 years, I would say, they faltered. But them doing this without Luka, I mean, you gotta give it up. Maxi Kleber as well too. Like, this was a complete effort by the Mavericks for them to steal a game, give themselves some confidence going into Utah, and buy themselves some more time if Luka's able to come back, because they're gonna need him to win this series.
But honestly, though, this is, I feel, the karma of Dallas coming back around to bite them. Just because they made this Lucas team, they kind of, you know what I mean, they kind of gutted it out and put the pieces that made them perform well with Lucas, you know what I mean, controlling the ball. Now that he's out, they got to figure it out. So now they can realize they need more pieces.
Yeah, they need more guys to get the ball so that he won't have the ball in his hands so much. Yeah. It's just his usage rate is so high. Granted, he put up MVP numbers too, but it's just so much work. When you're so ball dominant and all eyes on you, it's just exhausting. And
He's not no small guy. He's like 6'7", 6'8". Like, that's just a lot of pressure on the bones.
yeah, like put him in the post. Like, get the
Make
ball
the
off
game
him.
easy for himself.
But it was at one point Jalen Brunson. I don't know how many points he's scored in a row, but he was just going out there every time. Whoever was guarding him, it was.
Must have had some of that Salem water. Shout out to Rick.
Maybe. But it did look like early on. It did look like the Jazz were going to pull away from this. Yeah, the Jazz were going to pull away from this, and then these guys went on a little run, and they just got themselves back in the game and didn't let it get out of hand.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I don't like talking too much about the Jazz just because it's always the same story. And the Mavs got a better culture over there, so I could just see them just pulling out all type of upset wins and stuff against them.
I don't like talking about the Jazz because their franchise leading scorer is a trash human being.
All right, so the next series.
And lastly, the Warriors got the Nuggets fighting each other, screaming at each other, about to scuffle on the bench. Man, it's not looking good for the Nuggets.
Some of these series, like if they were at full strength, way better.
Yeah.
But with no Murray, they don't stand a chance. I'm sorry. I love Joker, but they don't stand a chance, man. Especially against the Warriors. They're just a well-oiled machine that plugs in pieces. And now you got Jordan Poole. He the fourth splash brother because Wiggins turned into a splash brother, but Poole, the actual Poole, where they jumping in, like he the pool potty, like.
He like that cousin that just got out.
Splash brothers in the pool potty. There you go.
Some of the stuff he was doing was kind of like, yo. And nobody saw this coming. Like, people knew he was going to be good enough, but nobody saw this coming.
I mean, when you practice with two of the greatest shooters to ever shoot the basketball, you're going to just pick up on some things, especially when you're a good shooter yourself. Yeah. It just turns you into a better shooter.
Yeah, also, this dude, him and what's his name? Duncan Robinson, each came off the bench for Michigan.
That is correct. That is correct.
So it's like you can come off the bench in college and be a productive NBA player.
It's all about the work you put in.
This dude, he went through it all. He went through the G League and all that. So
Duncan, we can't claim him, but he up the road. He's New Hampshire. He's New Hampshire product. So
they know what it takes. But yeah, for Denver, it's just like, what more can they do? Because it's like y'all can't do.
Now they can wait for Murray to get back, because that's 25, 30 points missing. Especially playoff Murray. Like regular season Murray, like 19, 20, but playoff Murray, he puts it in.
He ain't coming back this season. Nah. He ain't coming back. It's
no point.
Yeah, at this point, there's no point. You just gotta rest them for next season. Oh man, but the Nuggets it was just like whatever they were doing because they had like a 12-point lead at one point, but it just felt like they were holding on for dear life the whole time. Just inevitable that run was gonna come.
Man, you just watch some teams just try their hardest just to get through the game without losing it. That's what they look like. Because the Warriors are coming every time. There's nothing you could do.
Yeah, and I think they're starting to get more healthier, so that's gonna be.
Who, the Warriors?
Yeah.
Who else they need?
No, I'm just saying they're guys in general are starting to get more healthy.
Shoot up Steve Kerr or something. Like, Jesus.
At this rate, they might as well. So they're up 2-0 on them, and it's just not looking good for the Nuggets. But hey, man, crazy things have happened. Maybe they'll get one in Denver, make this a series because it's not a series until the home team loses the game. So. They got 2 games at home.
They have a chance to get in Denver just based on, that air pressure and all that. So, but I don't think it's going to matter with the Warriors.
No, it's not. It's not. But more NBA games tonight. Celtics are on tonight. Bucks are on tonight. And somebody else is. Yeah, there's another game, but I'm going blank on it right now. But,
I didn't even remember.
Oh, well. Oh, well. The weather is kind of nice. Kind of.
Actually, it was cold this morning, but it's warming up though. The wind, it's just the wind.
Yeah.
If the wind dies, we great.
Yeah.
Barbecues, cookouts.
Yeah, but as we always say, when the weather's kind of nice or what nice,
The Red Sox are doing well.
they won last night, 2-1 against the Blue Jays. Yeah.
What happened? Oh, Philly's the other game. Philly versus Raptors.
Philly Raptors. Oh, they are playing tonight.
Appreciate that, Kyle. Or
Yeah,
Kizzy.
Philly Raptors tonight, Game 3. I thought that was tomorrow, but oh well.
That little furball over there. We've been going the whole show.
Yeah, the Red Sox, they got the series. They opened up the series with the Blue Jays with the 2-1 victory. They got two more games at Fenway. They got one tonight at 7:10. So the Red Sox right now, early season, still trying to figure out. They need to fix it. They need to get some pitching. They do have because somebody said they have a championship roster. They don't have championship pitching. And that's always the issue.
And if you heard somebody say that, as you say, that's always our problem. That's what gets us over the hump is our pitching. So we definitely need to figure that out.
Yeah,
get situated.
Yeah, just steal a pitcher for somebody, damn it, or something. Like y'all got the money. I don't understand. Every year, even in free agency, they ain't do nothing to address their pitching issues. It's just like, man, there were pitchers out there for them to get.
Yeah, I don't really know how that goes.
Just throw the money at them. They'll sign.
You be throw the Brinks truck at them,
Pretty much.
They don't got regular suitcases and briefcases.
Hey, man, baseball ain't no salary cap. You can just pick a number. It ain't like all the other sports. Ain't no salary cap. You want $300 million?
What was me and Todd Sr. doing? Not playing catch.
All right, hockey news. The Bruins, they clinched the playoffs. Good for them.
That's dope.
Yeah, they clinched it last week, even though they lost did they lose last night? 1 second, let me bring this up. No, they won last night. They beat the St. Louis Blues 3-2 in overtime. That's about as much Bruins talk you'll get from us.
I think the Blues are really good this year too. I think.
Let's look at their record, because they probably are. 46-20-11. They're second in their division.
All right, see,
Yeah.
I'll be catching some of that. The NHL segment.
Yeah, I'm still not over them losing to the Blues in the Stanley Cup that 1 year.
The Blues or
St. Louis.
the St. Louis?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's talking about that Chicago loss.
Oh,
it was like a blink of an eye, and then we lost the Stanley Cup.
Don't remind me. I remember that one. I went to the
It's
bathroom.
like a refresh tab.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom, came back, I saw them holding the Stanley Cup. Yeah.
But I guess for all the championships we won, we're gonna have some ugly losses. Well deserved, I guess.
That one wasn't even ugly. That one was just, ugh,
I mean, disheartening.
to say the least. All right, let's go to Athlete's Corner. We got Derek, Omoregie, and Nick Tinkham. So Derek is going to Southern Connecticut State for football.
Okay. That's dope.
Nick is going to Stonehill for football
Okay.
as well.
That's dope.
I just found out where Stonehill College was.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. I thought that school was in New Hampshire.
I used to do hoop mountain there during college and stuff.
Yeah.
Work out there and stuff.
I thought that school was in New Hampshire. I legit thought it was New Hampshire. They were like, no, it's around Brockton.
They used to hold hoop mountain at either Northfield, Mount Herman, or Stonehill.
Okay. I know Northfield.
That's what I used to go to hoop mountain. They used to have it. They used to hold it there.
All right, so check this out, and then we're going to come back with some other stuff. Hello, and welcome to another edition of Athlete's Corner, and today we have Derek and Nick here with us. Lynn Classical, how are y'all fellas doing?
Chill. We're doing good. Excited.
I bet you guys are excited. Got a couple more weeks left for in your high school. You guys are off to the new chapter. Just how excited are you? It's actually coming down. Your 4 years are up at Lynn Classical.
I mean, I'm just ready to get to college and just compete and show kids in Connecticut what kids in Lynn do and like show them what we're about.
Yeah, definitely.
No doubt.
For you guys, for both of you, how now that this moment has come, have you guys both sat back and be like, oh, this is like, it's over, like the football season in November, but just the whole high school experience is coming to an end. Is it still kind of sinking in for you guys?
For sure, it feels crazy. I don't know about you, but for me, it feels like it flew by, like those 4 seasons, especially with the COVID season. So.
Yeah. It's been an interesting past 2 years. What have the both of you, these 4 years playing for Lynn Classical, talk to me about the freshman year, your growth as players from then until this last season that passed.
I think both of us stepped up big time when it comes to a leadership standpoint, and even on the field, definitely grew, no doubt about it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Coach Brown taught us a lot, like from freshman year. I mean, we wasn't really taking it that serious, but then when junior year came around, the season, the off season before junior year, we started taking weight room serious and really started taking football serious.
Did you both know how good you two could be, or was this something the coaches were telling you guys how good you guys could be, but you were still trying to, it's just coach talk, and then did they just click at one point, and you guys realized that you both are really good, could be really great players for the school?
I've always had the confidence.
Yeah,
I always wanted to be that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. You just talked about it, the COVID season, that 4 games, right?
Yeah.
How weird was that for you guys, especially in an important time, junior year? That's usually when people get that shine. But how crazy was that?
I feel like for kids like me and Tank, we're trying to go to college, we're taking it serious, but that was very a preseason, so most kids aren't really taking it serious. But for us, we know what we gotta do, so it's we had to take it serious for college.
Yeah, definitely. What was those 4 games? What did you? What were the things that you worked on in those 4 games?
I was trying to build tape. I was trying to make plays, trying to build a resume out on the field.
Yeah, hey man, you can only do so much in 4 days. So I mean, all 4 years. What are we'll talk about that Thanksgiving game this past Thanksgiving later. But what are some of the other games that really stood out for you guys that you were part of, besides the rivalry games?
That's tough.
Yeah,
I have a really bad memory when it comes to remembering games, so I always have that head buzz after.
Yeah. What game would you say that showcased the skill set that you guys have? What game?
I'd say Medford. We definitely balled out against Medford.
Yeah, Medford for sure.
What was it about that game?
I mean, Coach Brown was like hyping him up.
Yeah.
So like he had us kind of nervous. So like we were like, damn, we really gotta go out there and play, and we did that.
The first game of the season though that y'all played, that was probably one of that was a like an execution game. Show from offense and defense. The first game was it Framingham?
Lexington.
No, Lexington. You know, you guys coming in that game, that was just a game that showcased like all levels of you guys' team. Like, you know, from offensively and defensively. That was probably, to me, that was a game. It was like, oh, these guys really got a lot of weapons, and it really showcased in that game. Was that something you guys saw as well when you watched the film over?
Absolutely. Everyone was balling out that game. I think I couldn't. Play in that game though. I was recovering from an injury, so I was kind of upset about that one. It seemed like a fun game.
I mean, first game of the season too, and stuff like that. All right. First, the college commitments. You committed Central Connecticut State.
Southern Connecticut State.
Southern Connecticut State. Connecticut, man. You committed to Stonehill. What role played in your decisions to commit to those schools?
I mean, Southern's always been like at like the top of my list because they started recruiting me like right after junior year, so we had that relationship. And then after I took the visit, I was like, all right, this is like probably one of the schools I'm gonna end up at.
For sure. For me, I wanted to get a business degree. I'm going to major in sports management. So they have a really strong business school, beautiful campus. Met with the coaches. Coaches were really like down to earth and picked them.
And also, was it these schools not being too far from home so family could come watch you guys play? Did that also play a role in the decision that you guys made?
A little bit, but it was like icing on the cake for me.
No, okay, definitely. What was it about just the coaching staff over there in Connecticut that that kind of drew you in?
They were showing a lot of love and like always texting me, always calling me, and like I like that. So like.
Did you both enjoy this process though? The process of trying to figure out going to all these different campuses, just seeing what the programs offer.
Definitely, it's stressful, but you get to at the end of it, you get to like relax and be like, I really went through that. Like
I mean, especially when you got May comes around, it's like, okay, this is
crunch time.
Yeah, buckle down time. I know you're playing lacrosse right now. I mean, but for you, what kind of work you been doing in the off season just to get ready?
Hitting the weight room as much as I can, trying to get right.
I hear you, man. That's good. Did they tell you like did the school send you what stuff?
Yeah. They got some stuff that we should be doing.
Okay. Also, probably one of the best games in classical English rivalry history took place. I mean, this was one of the wildest games I've ever seen or in person at a classical English game. Being on the field, going into, what was it, 3 overtimes?
Yeah.
Triple overtime. Just to go out like that and play a game like that, for the both of you, what was that experience like to, as your last football game in your high school career, being a triple overtime and you go out with a W?
I mean, it was great. That was like one of the best games in history.
Yeah.
Like no game's ever been like that. And there was like a lot of talking too, so like it was real good.
Real good energy the whole game. I think it was like icing on the cake for our years at classical for sure.
Yeah, and it was also crazy because there was some injuries happening in that game. Your quarterback goes out. You got Kyle, he had to step in. Was that just like, wow, we really just, this is really happening? Was there a little bit like, oh, what are we going to do now? Or a little doubt? Or was you just like, everybody got to step in?
I don't think it was doubt.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle's a dog, so like, I never like doubted him. Like, I knew he was going to step through.
Was this the first time you seen him play quarterback?
Yeah, it was.
He played a little bit freshman year.
Yeah.
But not at a varsity level.
Yeah, that was something else. And the defense. Talk about the defense in that game because you guys did make a whole bunch of stops down there in the red zone for not allowing them to score to kind of seal the victory. Talk about the defense and how you guys stepped up in that role because it was pretty much just like man versus man right there. Somebody got to make a play.
For sure. I think having faith in our young dudes who are coming up in the program, like Nick Costa, Marquise Avery, having faith in those guys, like they're making plays at that linebacker position for sure that really held us in that game.
Yeah.
That's what I saw at least.
Yeah. Were you hurt that game, or was that the game before?
I mean, I was hurt that game. I couldn't play as much as defense as I was.
Yeah.
I was hurt.
Because you got hurt a couple games before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like that. All right, what is something that you hope people remember for the both of you at your time playing football for Lake High School?
I hope to be remembered as like a leader. That I tried to get kids together and just create a community.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I say the same. A leader, a kid.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, you guys, on to the next chapter in your life. I mean, once again, how excited are you for this this upcoming chapter after, you got graduation coming up in June, but how exciting are you for the chapter that's coming after that?
I'm hyped. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm just trying to get down there and ball out.
For sure.
Also, it's kind of interesting too, because you go through it in high school when when you're a freshman, you kind of have to prove yourself to get time on the playing field. Now you go to college, it's kind of playing that role again. You have to prove yourself again because there's going to be older players that are coming back, and you got to prove yourself that you deserve some playing time and try to earn some playing time. Is that the fun part about it? Just coming in as a freshman, trying to prove yourself to get whatever time they're able to give you?
Definitely, nothing's given. You got to earn everything. You're back at the bottom of the totem pole. Got to climb back up.
Yeah. All right, man. We out of here. Before we get out of here, plug y'all social medias in, please, before we get out of here.
That's you.
You can follow me at Derek Omoregie on Instagram. Yeah, that's it.
Find my Instagram, Tinktacion, Tinktacion.
All right. Oh, and lastly, Coach Vaughn. Talk about Coach Vaughn, because he's my coach. He was my DB coach. Talk about Coach Vaughn real quick before he got in his role and all this, your successes.
He's a good coach.
Mastermind behind all of it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, good man. All right. Wishing you guys the best. Congratulations. College is the best 4 years of your life, so y'all are going to enjoy every bit of it. And pleasure to have you guys. I know it's vacation week, so you guys got a lot of stuff going on, but thanks for taking the time to come out here and chat with me for this segment. All right, you guys been watching Athletes Corner. We're out of here. All right, and we are back. Thank you, Derek and Nick, for that. Good luck to those guys in college. They're high school. High school is about to be over in a couple weeks. All right, next up, we got high school basketball highlights. So check these out, and then we're going to come back and NBA Top 10 and wrap this thing up. We back. NBA Top 10. Check it out. You got the Ultimate Warrior right there. If y'all can see it.
And Lil Penny.
Hey. And some signed boxing gloves.
And Hulkamania. We'll give you people who like this guy a view. I'm a Warrior kid.
NBA Top 10. And we are back. Quickly before we get out of here, let me give y'all some high school sports updates. Lynn Classical defeated Lynn English 2-1 baseball. Each team are playing right now as we speak, so by the time this is up, they've already English is playing Chelsea, Classical is playing Somerville.
Right now?
Yeah.
Like at 11 in the afternoon?
No, game started at 10 a.m.
In high school?
Yeah. That's what happens when they're on vacation.
It's always been like that?
Yeah, they'll have at least a couple early games.
It couldn't even get me early practices. High school vacation.
Lynn Classical girls softball defeated Lynn English 13-1. Woo, that was a beating. So Rams are hosting Somerville as we speak. Bulldogs, they're at Chelsea as we speak. Also in lacrosse, Lynn Jets defeated Malden 6-5.
Oh, that's dope.
St. Mary's baseball and softball, they're both in South Carolina right now. They got some games down there in South Carolina. So
Get you a dub out there. Just don't be the best team in the state.
yeah,
Be
so
the best team in the country.
yeah, Myrtle Beach, don't act crazy out there too.
Oh yeah, be careful.
Yeah. With that said, shoot, what we got coming up? I don't know, but make sure you check us out. LCTV After the Whistle Instagram, lyntv.org website, Lynn Community Television Facebook, Mr. Burn 23 Instagram, Mukala K Instagram. I ain't got no birthday shout outs, so actually my cousin's birthday is coming up. I don't know what day, but it's this month, so happy birthday, cuz.
Yeah, I'm sure I got some cousins having birthdays. Yeah, happy birthday to y'all.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week with more of that good stuff.
I'm out.
Oh, and thank you to the folks here for having us. You know, this was a great experience. I like this. I like this place. Now we're officially out.